No. But like, what kind of porn do y'all watch?
What? Oh, come on now.
No. Because like, no cap, right? I'm not saying land. I'm not watching.
I want to see where this is going.
Personally, as a heterosexual male, right? I'm not watching like men have intercourse. Now, I could watch a threesome.
Have you ever seen that before?
I clicked it fast. Whoa. Oops. Not what I wanted. But when we go back to preferences and then you say like the exposure and things of that nature, like back to the original things, like, okay, it's sexy for whatever, like in a patriarchal society for two women to like hook up and stuff like that. But for a man, I'm not watching two niggas fuck. I'm not, and this is me. This is my preference. But even in the threesome, like, I'm not watching them do what they do.
And we're back. Welcome to episode 5 of The Kitchen. I'm your host, Kirsten. I'm going to switch things up a little bit today because, you know, it's my birthday coming up. And, you know, I'm in my bag a little bit. I got my fresh forces on, you know. So instead of waiting until the end to plug our liquor, we're going to plug our liquor right off top. We're drinking the McBride Sisters again, but we got Riesling and we got a red blend. Y'all know we usually do the champs, but it's a weekday, so we kept it a little classy. Mm-hmm. And then shout out to Nikki because we had to do it for our good sis. So we got some mixed Moscato too. Follow us on all socials, Instagram, kr.kitchen, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify. Y'all know the drill. So there's a couple familiar faces here. Dion, Steven, Sydney, y'all are back at it again. Well, we got a fresh face in the kitchen today. Jackson, yeah, introduce me. Okay, so, there we go. You know, yeah. It's like my list of favorite people in the whole world is very, 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 very short. But at the top is Jackson, okay? If you don't know about Jackson, know about Jackson. He's the top content creator. He gonna have you cackling, he gonna have you giggling, but he gonna tell you the truth. He gonna tell you what's good. And that's why we got him in the kitchen today.
Did she introduce us like that?
No, because it wasn't. No, it wasn't my
girlfriend. He her favorite person in the world.
He's on the list. He's on the list. See, y'all don't listen. That's why you're not on the list.
You say that. You're at the top of the list.
He's obviously hiding us because we didn't get that.
Why are y'all hating on black men? Why are y'all hating on black men?
7 days a week, 24/7 content.
Thank you.
That is a lot of work.
Every day.
That's a lot.
Every day.
Some stories always. Yeah.
Mr. Content.
And I told you I'm in my bag. He came on the week when I was in my bag, so he got a nice little intro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Birthday month.
You know what I'm saying?
This episode different.
This
is gonna be real different.
No, this episode is big different, and you know why? Why? Because we're talking about sex, baby. We're talking about you and me. Why you sipping? We ain't even start yet.
He's guilty of something. I don't know, but he looking guilty.
And then you gonna hit her with a slurp. That's very fitting. That's very on brand for the sex talk. But no, so we're going to talk about sexuality. So all things sex today. So we're going to kick it off by talking about the difference between sex and gender. Because I feel like in order for us to have a good conversation, that's the foundation. We got to start there. So does anybody want to kick us off with what the difference is? You guys want us to tell you what the difference is? Does anybody not know the difference?
I feel like just fill us in on the difference. Like just give us a baseline.
Cindy, you know the difference?
No. Well, sex is like your biological makeup, like physically. Mm-hmm. You have male or female reproductive parts. And gender is like, I think more what you embody, like your role, how you're gonna represent your gender through other things besides your genitalia. But that's just my own.
Yeah, I agree. I was listening to something, I can't remember what it was, where they broke it down. Pretty much said the same thing, but they described the difference as, like you said, sex is your biological makeup, but your gender is how you fit within the constructs of society. So it's like how you express what your sex is within societal constructs. Yep. So gender then is on a spectrum. So you can be anywhere on the spectrum based off of how you identify. But that's also why now we're seeing this resurgence of women asking not to be called females. And I feel like a lot of times people will say, like, why? What's the difference? Female, woman, it's the same thing. But if you really think about it, it's absolutely not. A female can be anything.
Yeah, female's an animal.
Right.
Right.
So then how would you guys identify yourselves gender-wise? Or I guess just any identifiers as it relates to sexuality.
The fact that my first thought to say, "Oh yeah, I'm a nigga," that's the issue. That's it. A man.
I'm a nigga.
Yeah, no, a man.
And are you a nigga who likes? What you like?
Women.
Females, women.
Well, females apparently.
No, we just
Yeah,
said
no,
that.
wow.
Yeah.
She baited you.
I said no.
No, she baited
Female
you.
what? At this point.
I thought I said women.
You said female.
humans. But
Oh,
you-
excuse me. My apologies.
Nah, he said women.
I could have sworn
Nah,
I said
he
women.
said female.
You said female.
He said women.
I
No,
said women.
I heard him say. What did you hear him
He
say?
said women.
You
Trust
said
I was
females and he
very
repeated
closely.
it.
Yeah, and
He said, yeah.
Well,
But
that
I said-
was after y'all.
You baited
asked
him into it. What y'all got going today?
You on my couch.
We're gonna start this off
You
like
on my couch.
in the very beginning. Y'all gotta patch this up, whatever this is. I'm not gonna slip between this. All right.
So, all right. So, if we're all on the same page, sex, we're all on the same page what gender is. Then let's talk about it as it relates to us as Black people. Like, do we feel like sexuality is something that is openly discussed, is openly embraced within our community? And you can take it anywhere, like whether you want to speak about our generation or maybe just as a whole, all generations included. Like, what are your thoughts?
I feel like we've always talked about sex, but I feel like it's more prevalent through art, like music and movies and things like that. Like even back in like the juke joint days, they had songs about, you know, women and sex and orgasms and stuff like that. And it just, the language changes. I feel like over time the language has become a little bit more violent, a little more hostile, the way that we describe sexual activity. But I feel like most of the time we discuss it is in music as opposed to actual discussion.
What do you mean by like violent?
Not
Like raunchy?
Not even raunchy. It's just like, it's not even like something that is not sacred, but like revered. Like beat that pussy up. They wasn't saying that in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s. They was talking about having sex. And some of it was straight to the sex. I didn't say it had to be about love. But was they really saying like, I'm gonna kill the pussy?
No, they were no. Somebody posted something about this, and one of the songs that I'll never forget. It was some shit. I don't want to say old lady. It was a long time ago.
You talking about Lucille Bogan?
Yeah, it was something
But
wild.
that's what I was talking about. But like I said, she wasn't talking about I'm gonna kill the pussy. She was talking about sex and orgasm and things like that. That's who I was referring to. The 20s, the woman.
But that has to do with time though.
But
Like,
what did she
at that
say?
time, it was like it was not what it was like.
Somebody making her
If
cry.
she said, if you suck my pussy out.
I think I heard
something.
something.
It was something wild.
Wow.
It's not wild though.
No. I mean for the time.
But for the time that is wild. But right now we got a song.
Right now it's normal.
No,
I think
that's
that's
song
the
on the
difference.
top 10
I
chart.
you're saying.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
Back then it
Baby's
was
on the top
bizarre.
10
Like
chart.
right
No,
now, it's
listen,
like
and I'm not
normal.
gonna lie to you. I hate the fact that I love that song so much. Like
That
it
song?
feels uncomfortable.
That song?
No. Well, that one too just got like I said it, but he
No,
talking
but-
about throw baby. He said throw
But I
baby.
was like how stuff is like so forward.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
feel like back
the
then
title is
more-
Throat Babies. It's like,
yeah.
all right. It's,
I think it was just because back then it was inappropriate to talk about certain things. It wasn't that people's feelings about it have changed that much. I just think that it has changed because now people have the comfort to talk about these things as opposed to back then. It's like you kind of got to tiptoe around it or like describe it in a less descriptive way or like not be too detailed. And now niggas
say
are making
whatever.
how-to
Yeah.
tapes
say
called
whatever.
throw baby and
But
shit
it's
like
not,
that.
it's not
Facts.
even about
Facts.
being how descriptive you are. It's the way in which you approach the description. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the words are just very like disrespectful, like degrading. And I'm not one of them people like, oh, hip hop is disrespectful, but it's just like they describe sex in a way that's degrading. It takes away the agency from the woman.
If we're being fair, some women like that. Like some people, no, listen, your sexual preferences. No, some people, no. This is everybody likes different things. Some
But-
people are more submissive. Some are
That's okay.
whatever.
I think that
Give me variety.
But the thing about
Fair.
it too is what you also have to, and I think it's so important in this sexuality conversation. And as we delve deeper into it, we're going to touch on things like this. But it's like, do we really like that, or is it just so like force fed to us that now we think we like that?
Right.
I
Because
think it's a little bit of both.
I
think it's both.
But I don't think that you would just like my first imagery of sex was like movies, right? Where it wasn't like beating the pussy up. It was what I saw on TV.
like
And
soft.
right?
Yeah,
So how did we get from what's allowed to be shown on TV? Because on TV, if I'm seeing somebody beat the pussy up, that's rape, and I'm seeing that shit is looking crazy. to now we're like, oh yeah, he said beat the pussy up, it's whatever. Like, no, I feel like we have just become desensitized.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
And now we're like,
everything.
now we think, okay, yeah, I like that. And it's like, nah,
Yeah.
sis, like you might not have really liked that had it not been force fed to you.
I mean, but
in
honestly,
this way.
So it's so
that's
much
totally
Like,
everything.
what song is that? Rock the Boat by Aaliyah. That was a sex song. But
Yeah,
it's so
but
metaphorical.
But it was
that
subtle.
you
It was like
Right.
it was subtle.
But like as the time has went on, the verbiage has got more forward.
Yeah.
But I would say
Yeah.
just back to your original question about like the communication in our community of it, I think it's geographically. I think
Yeah.
the more you go into major metropolitan areas, you may talk about sexuality more, and you may be like you may have a different spectrum.
That's a great point.
You may actually just have a different take on it. And the more rural you go, oftentimes the community is smaller. So I'm not like every community is small, not just like LGBTQ community, heterosexual. Every community is small because less people. You know what I'm saying? So when you go
majority,
right, so you go to a metropolitan area, you are coming in contact with so many different type of people where you're gaining exposure. You know, like I think exposure is the key to learning. Like people are oftentimes like afraid of what they don't know. And when you get exposed to certain things, it's like, oh, okay, like you grow fond of it. You grow comfortable. You grow comfortable with it. So I think that the conversation overall has to do with like a baseline of knowledge, but also just like the comfortability and like what you know.
Yeah, but I also would argue. So my mom, for example, grew up in Baltimore, so like that's a metropolitan city. She didn't grow up in like the suburbs or anything like that. And like my mom has really had to she takes like the smallest of baby steps in terms of being understanding and accepting of sexuality as a whole. Like one time my mom was like, yeah, I was talking to your cousins and they were telling me how they've kissed a girl. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Like what else?
And that, but to her, she was like, oh my gosh, like you can like, and she's.
But I would say age got something to do with that too, because back when I would say even your mom, like even if she in the like 50-year-old range, right?
Mm-hmm. I
Like,
can't tell y'all because she gonna get mad.
Well, I'm just saying, like, let's say she in the 50-year-old range, right? Her mother, like, is the person who taught her, and it was like, you know, like it might have been people like in your family that may have identified a certain way, and it was just kind of like you didn't talk about it.
Right.
It was just like, oh, that's so and so friend, that's this person, you know what I mean? And that is what it is, you know. So you didn't talk about it. I think like some things with technology and things like social media and just like TV and everything, it has forced people to talk about certain things that often may not have been spoken about before.
Yeah.
Because now you could pick up your phone and say, if you're curious, like as a kid, you can just pick up your phone and Google it. Like, it's like either I'm gonna get information from the internet or I'm gonna get information from you.
You don't
So
even have to
like,
Google it anymore.
right?
Yeah,
it's like right, it's right there for you. So I think like being that information is so accessible now, I think it's forcing us to like talk about different things and really be informed about different things.
Yeah, and I feel like that all sounds good,
Mm-hmm.
but in our community, we still see that there's a very major disconnect between the plethora of information that's available and like our level of openness and intellect as it relates to sexuality within our community.
Yeah.
Like,
We talk about it, but we're not informed. We're not
Right.
open about it.
No, I would say this though. I would say, and I want you to piggyback on this, right? Because this is what I would say. I say it's a big difference between like gay and lesbian. Because I would say like lesbian community, like okay, like
oh wait, are you saying there's a difference between
no,
the terms or the
no,
communities?
the communities, but the acceptance. Like you from like if two women, if like say like it's my cousin and like oh she wants to be with a woman or something like that, like that might be accepted a little different than my male cousin who wants to be with a man. And that's
100%.
And
100%.
And I wonder, like, I mean, I have my own like things of why I might think it is that way, but I wonder why do you guys think it's that way?
Because women fucking other women is
Because
That's a turn on for men.
it's because of masculinity.
Yeah, at
It's
the end of the day, we live in a patriarchal society.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
anything that women do,
It's
it's always
They're
with
gonna
other women
sexualize it.
or other
It's-
men. That's
Because
it's
they're
all
doing it
in
for the
will
pleasure of
for
a
the men.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to where men who are very much built on masculinity, and that's what I was gonna say about what you said, because you're saying it's geographic, which is, but it's also like the social group and or your culture, to where like if you come from a church going black family or you're African or you're this or you're that, certain things are just like taboo or not accept or not appropriate or not passed down to where your parents got it a certain way, and they can only be so different than what they learned, to where they're like, okay, cool. My sex talk from my mother was, all right, girls are gonna try to take advantage of nice young men like you. That was my sex talk.
That's what she said.
And my sister's was, if you get pregnant, you getting sent to Nigeria. They were very different conversations. But like neither of them were detailing that. She wasn't serious. My mom not mean like that. But like either way, they weren't detailed about like
what it looks like.
Yeah,
any of like the necessary.
No, I mean, but the thing is, Google taught me everything. I mean, it's okay. I figured it out. I was like,
but see, that's but did it really teach you, or did it potentially? But the thing is,
it doesn't matter because life's a teacher. Like, no, there's nothing anybody can tell you or you can read that's going to be an end all like point of fact unless you've seen something.
There's no book to life.
Yeah, like it's like you have to live it a certain way. But
I would kind of disagree though, because I would argue that if you're seeing what society wants you to see, then you're automatically kind of warped from what the possibilities could be. So like, so my theory on sexuality really is that, like, one, I'm not 100% sure that I believe in our like goal of monogamy. I don't necessarily know if I believe that that's realistic. One, two,
I don't think it's natural.
I don't think that.
Well, it's a Western civilization.
I don't feel that we are supposed to subscribe to like one form of sexuality. Like, I very much subscribe to the belief that sexuality is fluid for everybody, but I just feel like you are imprinted on so like intentionally that your idea of what it means to be a sexual being is now restricted because of the images that you see. Because you're not having a conversation with your parents that's saying, explore your desires. They're telling you, woman, when you have sex with this man, you will get pregnant. They're not even like opening your horizons to what there could be. So then you get to like an older age where maybe the urges for you are stronger than the next person. But I feel like everybody potentially has these same desires. You're just structured in a certain way to go down a certain path.
So I got a question. So you said like the sexuality is like imprinted upon, right? So, but tell me like, so just tell me this, like the two women. I want you guys to say this. Have you ever dated a guy that openly said like, oh, I messed with guys in the past? Or would you date a guy that said, oh, I messed with guys in the past, like, you know, like I'm fluid or I'm bisexual or it was just a fling or it was like how would you feel about that?
So I think, well, for one, I've never dated a guy, but I have a very close guy friend who is fluid. And not a lot of people know that about him for obvious reasons because of the world that we live in. But like, he dates women and he's dated men. He's had experiences with both. But I don't look at him any kind of way, because I don't believe in really saying, like, if someone's asking me what my sexual orientation was, I would just say I'm experimental. Like, because I've had experiences with women. I've had experiences with men. I don't necessarily subscribe to one over the other. It's just kind of like what I feel drawn to is what I'm going to do. But that's a luxury that I have as a woman. Like, I can experiment freely and nobody really looks at me crazy.
That's a double standard.
That's
a double standard. Yeah.
But if I was dating a man who was experimental, as long as that was communicated to me, I really wouldn't care, because that's what I feel like anybody would be like. And I think it for me, like, so same to you, I never really had a sex talk with my mom or dad. And so my first like sex was 40-Year-Old Virgin, the movie. Have y'all seen that movie? So like, there's a scene in the movie where they lock him in the Best Buy or whatever, and they put porn all on the TV, and it was like lesbian porn. So that was the first porn I ever watched, was lesbian porn. I really feel like if I had seen like straight porn first, I might not have even been open to like experiencing like sex with a woman. Like, I would have never even known that was a thing. Okay,
so what I like, and it's semantics, but you said you feel like sexuality is fluid for everybody. It's less that it's fluid for everybody, it's more that it's a spectrum for everybody. And where you fall on the spectrum does vary, but it's not like biologically you're going to be attracted to what you're attracted to. Like, it doesn't matter what anybody tells you, because no matter what the point that you're making, it's true for everything that we see in life. Every thought, idea, perception that we have is something that someone else thought up already and shared with us.
Right.
We're not at the beginning of the world where we're now innovating and making up everything. And so it's the same, but at the end of the day, when you're introspective and you think, you're going to come up with the same questions and be moved to the same thoughts, and especially at a biological level, the same things that you are interested in regardless. depending on where you are on that spectrum.
Right.
Regardless of what you've seen. Like, plenty of people
there's a breakdown between men and women, because now, so you've gone through like the introspective thought of it, where now as a woman, if I could literally go to like one of my friends on like a if we're all just hanging out or whatever, I could literally be like, I want to kiss you, and she might just say yes, and it would be no big deal. If she said yes, if she said no, it wouldn't be a thing. Whereas if you were to be like, bro, you trying to kiss? Like, it's not, like, that's not a thing.
It's not.
So like, even if you
it sounded like the beginning of a comedy special. Like
even if you think it, like, there's no outlet for you to really.
I probably wouldn't even take it serious.
It's like, bro, it's like,
right, you're like, stop saying.
like,
and that's the difference. So it's like.
But the thing is though, they would at least, most women would at least, unless you were drunk or something like that, would still gonna be like, you still be caught off guard, like, where'd that come from? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
but I agree
but she not
that
gonna
it's
beat my ass.
No.
Your homeboy might try to fight you.
if he like start making like
he's like,
real, whoa,
But I don't think that would change like your whole mindset of like, whoa, this girl wanted to kiss me. Like, that's
no, it
crazy.
doesn't matter. No, I agree.
Like, that would,
I agree.
yeah.
It's a very big double standard. It's just that things can make you act a certain way in regards to whatever you're feeling on the inside, to whether you feel the need to hide it and be secretive or like go about it a certain way, but it doesn't change what you feel. Because if that was the case, when all those old white churches was trying to pray the gay away and put them little boys in the little
but that's
whatever,
what I'm saying.
it would have worked. Like,
but
okay,
look at what they do. Look at what the white community. Look at what white men do.
Hold on now, because honestly, the new pope, he all right. He what he say?
How many popes there to men?
And all them niggas is dead now. Probably hell.
It's been a lot. Don't answer.
But he said, he was like, God loves gays. Because in theory, like, not even in theory, like.
Because the popes were gay.
Yeah. Oh. Honestly,
we're not gonna get to that. We're not gonna get to the popes because
when that word starts with a P. Yeah, it's a pedophile. That's not gay. That's different. They like little boys.
Because in the Romans in those times, to be entered into manhood, you talking about like Europeans have a very different perception of the sexual spectrum as people from the diaspora, from the African diaspora.
Right, and what I want us to, why?
Yeah.
But why? Because at the end of the day, at some point,
you know why?
It's what's ingrained in, literally men in other countries like greet each other. Like kisses are not sexual. Like they're just a greeting. Whether you kiss on the cheek, some cultures, they kiss on the mouth. It's not anything sexualized. They hug each other. They express love from man to man. Like it is cultural. Right. Culturally, these are things that in the patriarchal society we live in are not socially acceptable, and it's are frowned upon or deemed as weird. To where, especially in the black community here, where it's multiplied, where niggas got to say pause and no homo. If they say something a little spicy, they're like, I need to make sure cuz know that, I ain't mean that. Mind you, in other countries, people don't even think about it. It's just like,
it's not
I understand what you meant. I'm gonna keep going.
Right.
It's a cultural thing.
Well, I'll say this, back to your preferences and stuff. What kind of
I don't like how
I'm not gonna lie.
I was like,
kind of nervous.
y'all gonna kiss?
No. Taking it too far.
It's the moment.
No. But like, what kind of porn do y'all watch?
What? Oh, come on now.
No, because like, no cap, right? I'm gonna
say land.
I'm not watching.
I want to see where this is going.
Personally, as a heterosexual male, right? I'm not watching like men have intercourse. Now, I could watch a threesome.
Have you ever seen that before?
I clicked it fast. Whoa. Oops. Not what I wanted. But when we go back to preferences, and then you say like that exposure and things of that nature, like back to the original things, like, okay, it's sexy for whatever, like in the patriarchal society, for two women to like hook up and stuff like that. But for a man, I'm not watching two niggas fuck. I'm not, and this is me. This is my preference. But even in the threesome, like, I'm not watching them do what they do. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Wait, what?
It's a preference. It's a preference. So like, are you open to watching like gay porn or different types of porn?
Well, the thing about that is that traverses past porn, my nigga. You're not gonna watch a movie genre that you're not interested in. Like you
might watch a romantic genre. You might not even be into
but that's because I like good movies.
But
I'm
like, trying to figure out. But see, that's I think the problem with the sexuality conversation. How we get to porn?
No, because this is what you choose. It's what you choose to watch.
No.
I'm saying like it's what you choose to subscribe yourself to, right? So like, are you accepting that? Are you accepting that?
that's different because you in the confines of your home. Don't nobody know. That's the same thing.
What
Where
you
it's
mean,
like,
don't nobody know, but you tell yourself.
no, but look. If you feeling whatever you feeling to whatever spectrum you are, whatever, what is being said is that because of society, it's like the openness and the comfort to have certain and to feel a certain way. Nigga, it don't matter because you in the comfort of your own room. That don't make no difference. What you watching, and then like there are so many hyper masculine like gay guys in this world. I mean, yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Who like are uncomfortable and like kind of overcompensate because they don't want people to know that they are. And mind you, they go home and like do whatever they're gonna do, but then go on to what's that show that Zendaya was in, Euphoria?
Yeah. With the dad.
Oh, with the
dad.
dad.
The dad was doing wild
He
shit.
was gay too. His son was gay too.
Yeah.
And but because of the
They
pressure
were
he
on
felt,
the spectrum.
it
It matters.
I'm gonna be honest with you. They was on a very specific place on that spectrum.
No, because he was having sex with women too.
He was struggling. He was
He
struggling.
was having sex with women.
He was trying.
And he was also interested in men. I
think he was primarily.
I would literally call that the spectrum.
No, and the whole everything is the spectrum. But what I'm saying is because, like we're saying, because of the society and the cultural norms and what is deemed socially unacceptable, it will manifest in a way that you feel negative. You feel a discomfort, almost an anger to anyone who even insinuates something that is how you really feel, but because you're so uncomfortable by it, because the way that the world makes you feel, that you now have to conflict with it openly because you're so afraid of living in your own truth.
So that's why the question might sound wild, but that's why I said, what do you do
About
in your
porn?
own
That's
personal
not
time?
why.
I don't know. But it's like, what do you do in your own, like you said, you're by yourself in your room. What do you do when you're by yourself? Because who you are when you by yourself, that's who you are.
But that's
You know what I'm saying?
hold on. I think that's what Sydney was talking about in the beginning, where she's talking about how the way we even talk about sex in our music has like gotten to a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like when you can have a sexuality conversation about talking about sex. Like what the fact that we have to jump to porn, it already makes the whole like
She said you the problem.
not that you're the problem, but that
I just want to know what niggas' preference was like. Do you feel comfortable with watching like other things that you may not?
But the thing is, then where's the logic in that? As for me as a woman, if I watch two men have sex, like what does that have to do with me?
I know a lot of women who watch gay porn.
I mean, that's not like my go-to category.
No, but I'm saying,
but you'll see.
No,
but that's
see?
what I'm saying. Because that's not
stumbled and
we
you
don't
stayed.
we don't have penises, but if we watch two men having sex, what are you getting at by that?
I mean, you
No,
know,
I
there's
just
something
wanted to
about
see your level of comfortability with the complete spectrum. That's what I wanted to see.
So just your openness as an
Okay.
individual.
Yeah.
like I can see and be like, oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's. I mean, shit. It's in its raw form, like shit. That's all I'm asking.
But I mean, that's what we've been saying the whole time. It's like, if it's a spectrum, which it is, women have the opportunity to explore every end, front, and back of the spectrum. It's like with men, you can't do none of that. You can't even compliment a man, and you straight men, and be like, "Oh damn, bro, you look good today." They're like, "What you want, cuz?"
I would say no, but I would say no. Honestly,
if you can beat that nigga ass.
No,
because at that point he's just gonna take the
no.
I'm kidding.
No cap though. Like if a compliment coming from like you two, right? If you like, oh nah, I like your fit, like this and that, I might take that different than him telling me.
It's a side.
No. I'm confirming what you said. You feel what I'm saying? And is that right? Because just the same.
Everybody want to fuck you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like just because somebody compliment you, don't mean they want to be with you.
That's how men
about women.
Yeah.
So it's the same way that women feel when men press on them. That's how niggas feel
when they get pressed on.
Yeah. It's
like
like
y'all like it.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel the same way.
I fuck with that. Like,
What? I feel the same way when women I'm not interested in. It don't make no difference.
Yeah, that's because sorry, I forgot to introduce Steven as the IG
model.
Look. Yeah, he gets pressed on by everybody in his little DMs, so he's comfortable with all attention.
Ooh. Can we keep going?
But no, I think that's a great point though. So, but I also feel like too, for you, is it probably like a level of familiarity? Because at this point, you've been sitting here.
What if he kind of like?
Oh
no, it would be like
random.
Nah, but like, you wouldn't show it.
Right.
You wouldn't show it. You'd be like, "Thanks, bro." It's gonna be the same, "Thanks, bro." But in the back of your head, like the fuck, like.
But no, a girl can compliment anything. I could be like, "Oh, your nose is so cute. Your lips are full."
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna say that to a guy.
Yeah, probably not.
Facts.
It's always got to be on the fit. It can never be like, "Oh, damn, you got dimples and shit. That's cute."
See, the thing is, hold on. I'm gonna tell you this. There's two ways that it happens. If you like with your close friends at this point, niggas be making jokes to each other and don't really like. Yeah, hey, my nigga, yeah, nah, that shit's cute, bro. That shit's real cute. But it depends on how close you are.
Yeah.
And now on the opposite side, it's like niggas compliment each other in a way that isn't like the norm.
It's
like,
a joke.
But like you dressed up like, oh, you got somewhere to be, my nigga. All right. You got somewhere. Okay, I see. Oh, you got your haircut. Oh, he used the ruler. All right. He got rulers left, nigga. Like, it's very obscure to where it's like they feel a comfort to say exactly.
But that's crazy that you
Yeah,
said
that's
that.
just
As far as that is created
like,
as a roundabout.
you
Yeah, you can't just come out and say it like you gotta say all this roundabout
bro, you look
stuff.
good today. Like, niggas will never approach they nigga and be like, bro, you look good today. Because the nigga might look at you like, what? Like
not even like as far as like sexual attraction. I know girls who only want to hang out with other pretty girls. And I'm like, do guys do the same thing, straight guys, where they only want to hang out with other attractive men? They gotta know it. You gotta know it.
Yeah, y'all definitely know y'all got homeboy that don't get bitches.
I think attractive and get bitches is two different things.
Know to your men. Like, when they look the best. Somebody gotta come to mind.
But I think attractive and get bitches are two different things. Because it could be somebody that get bitches and he may not be the most attractive person, but like
but so like he said, so you know that nigga not attractive.
But
you gotta know
But at the same time, like, you know, you could go out and vibe with him. He not gonna like. You could go out, y'all could still have a good time, and he not gonna like embarrass you or some shit.
Yeah.
But it could be somebody who would conceive to be attractive, like. And like they don't know how to even like conduct themselves in certain settings.
Yeah, but the point that you made is very valid. Because the thing is, it don't matter. Niggas may not have the comfort to say, oh yeah, nah, my homeboy, what's his name? Cute as fuck. Yeah, I'll go get that nigga for you. But if you say, like, if a girl's like, put me on with one of your niggas, the best looking friend that you got, you gonna think of one of your men.
Did somebody tell y'all growing up, like, don't tell other men they cute? Like, where did you get this from?
Well, number one, I'm gonna be honest with you. At 24, I mean, at 27, 28, I don't really think most of us is trying to be called cute. Like, that's not really like we adults.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying.
No. But honestly, me personally, I didn't necessarily have that experience. Like also playing sports, athlete.
That's a whole different.
Yeah, like so. But because of that though, you actually get comfortable saying whatever, and like I've never actually thought of anything, especially if we're close.
You walk around niggas naked.
I'm not saying.
But it's a locker room. It's just in the locker room.
It all has to do with your own personal comfort. If you are comfortable with your own self, like with your own sexuality, whatever and you know yourself, you're not uncomfortable by saying things. You don't feel the need to say pause, to say no. You don't feel the need to go the extra mile.
But I would actually argue that because, specifically talking sports, because you're in these settings where you could potentially see another man's penis, you like become hyper masculine.
No, you'd be surprised. It was very casual.
Because I mean, you go into the YMCA gym and the old white man walking around. It's always the old white guy. He's always walking around with his shit out.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's black men too. It just depends. It's at a certain age, niggas stop caring because they understand.
Why don't we see more LGBT members of the LGBT community in professional sports?
Well, no.
Well, that's a whole different.
I think that's a different conversation.
I think that's I'm trying to have.
That's something that no. Joe Biden he passed an executive order recently that allowed members of the trans community to play high school sports with the gender that they identify with.
Yeah.
And I think that's groundbreaking. That's some different. That's different.
Groundbreaking, but kind of
different.
No, for real.
I had this conversation.
How y'all feel about that?
I literally had this conversation the day before I heard about it. And this is what I had the conversation with a woman who ran D1 track. And I played sports in high school and college. Like, at a certain level, you have an understanding that I read the post, and the post is basically, it was arguing that there's been studies, there's actually no biological difference between this and this.
That's bullshit.
And that you could, men and women both come, I mean, in like varying shapes and sizes and straights. I'm like, yes, but the highest level of competition, those are the best of both. You will never see, like right now, there's a large difference between every single track race between men and women in times.
Right.
Look at the times.
And that is a fact, and that will not change. Well, the women will continue to go forward, and the men will continue to get forward. Like the times get faster, but they're not the same because there is a biological difference. And it's not to say that one is superior to the other, because they're not. Like each gender has, or each sex has its own biological advancements and things the other can't do. But it is literally naive to say that no, there is no difference, because overall, yes, we want everyone to feel comfortable and included, and it's obviously going to take some work to find that perfect balance. But it's not as simple as just saying, boom, all right, cool, you guys with them and you guys with them. Like, mind you, if you naturally produce more testosterone as a woman and you're able to compete with, that's your genetics. That's fine. You're not, because like there's.
So how do you feel about it?
I think there's gonna be
as young as high school, like
I think high school at most, but like younger than high school, it's fair because honestly,
I think younger.
Yes,
like preteen.
Yeah, because
like,
yes, exactly.
Whatever, but like
wait, what do y'all think?
Niggas gonna get injured, dog.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I was about to say. I was waiting.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I literally read an article where there was a transgender. I think. Fuck, I can't remember if it was
track runner.
No, there was an MMA fighter.
Okay.
That was a transgender and bashed a woman's head skull. They cracked her skull.
Oh,
she was a trans. She was.
I would assume
transitioning from man to woman or woman to man.
She transitioning from man to woman.
Man to woman. Okay, but she still had to.
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I made the reference from like a wrestling standpoint. Like even like the Olympic women's wrestling is great, but the culture is newer. And it's not the same, like the height of it, to where they don't look the same. Like the best women's wrestlers in like the Olympics, no, they're great. No, they literally, okay, cool. They can beat plenty of people, but they're not comparable to the best men. At least not at this point. It's just not the same, and it can lead to injuries.
I will say though, I wish that we had someone that was trans that was here, because as much as I hear people, it's like an echo chamber. Everybody says the same thing. That could lead to injury. The strength is not going to match. It's going to be a physical challenge. It's potentially dangerous. I've yet to really been educated or hear the counter argument, and I don't have the capacity to think of it because I'm not as educated. It's not my experience. But I'm very curious to hear like what, if anyone disagrees with that, and like what their reasoning could be, because.
Well,
I'm very empathetic to that.
Yeah,
I'm very empathetic.
Like,
to that.
I feel
love
like
the
you
idea
always see
'cause
it on one end of trans, right? You always see it more of the male transitioning to woman. You don't really see it too much as far as sports concerned as the woman transitioning to men.
No, the thing is,
because they allow women to play high school football. Yeah. Like you can go out and play.
Yeah,
like,
you can.
You can go and play these different sports.
Yeah, you can go out and play, but are you going to make the team? Like that's a whole different conversation.
But, but at that point, okay, so.
Yeah,
what I read was the arguments that I heard, and the arguments were that because it was a very semantical argument, the fact that because both gender, like some men are not fast, some men are not strong, some men are small, some are whatever, and some women are strong and some women are fast, whatever. So there's no real difference because there's some that exist of both gender, but that's pulling hairs because like if you really want to be fair, you compare the comparable data. So whereas the strongest men and the strongest woman, or the
you look at elite.
What qualify?
You look at elite. So you look at NBA, WNBA.
Yeah.
You could take the Diane Taurasi,
they deserve more
the
money.
WNBA MVP,
Don't even get me
Candace
started.
Parker.
They deserve more money. That's another conversation.
No. I'm not talking about just money. I'm just talking about sheer. If you put the WNBA All-Star team on the court, they can compete. I'm not saying that they can because they're fundamentally sound. But physically, it's gonna be different when Bron and these other niggas show up.
Out like a bitch.
No. But he's 6'8", 200, 65 pounds?
And we'll hit you in a second.
But women just started dunking, which I think it was a rule that they couldn't in a period of time. But regardless, it's like that takes a certain propulsion, a certain leg power, a certain.
I think
they're not in the same place.
Like a 93 though.
Nigga, that's almost 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
Okay, so then, all right. So since we're having this conversation about transitioning, then let's talk about disclosure. How do you feel about disclosure? How do
you tell somebody? No, I don't want to make that comparison.
Hold on. Let's go in a circle. Let's go in a circle. Y'all start.
A semicircle.
Yeah, semicircle.
Okay.
Somebody.
So I feel like first date, nobody has to know anything about anything. But I feel like once you get to the point where you like, okay, this is somebody that I would actually want to date, you should disclose, one for them and then two for you. Because once y'all get to the point where you feel like I'm safe to disclose and they actually don't receive that, that's, messed up for both of y'all. Y'all both like, damn, we just wasted all this time. But I also understand the dangers of some people being like, oh, I disclosed, and then next thing you know, somebody was trying to shoot at me.
Yeah.
So, but that experience, like, it varies. It's not a monolithic type of experience, but I see it from both perspectives. Like, for my own safety, I don't want to. But you gotta think about the other person you're dealing with. Like, if this is somebody that you see yourself with, a part of you should be able to think that they can trust that they would still be with you based on the person that you are, not your sexual makeup or history since you changed.
I agree. It's definitely not a monolithic experience. I definitely agree that it may not be always safe to disclose. But I feel like you don't want someone to have the wrong impression of you, because then you are not getting their true self. You're not understanding how they really would react to who you really are. So, I mean, I feel like maybe when you feel like the person is treating you as someone that they think you are, but you're really not, they got the wrong impression, maybe you should correct that. But, I mean, like you said, it's definitely like a very tumultuous, like, it's really testy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. Also, because not doing so also has its dangers. To find out later, especially in the hyper-masculine world that we live in, that's can lead to disaster. And I also, it's just going to the idea of those being men having the ability to whatever experiment on this spectrum. Potentially, if this is something that they haven't experienced or whatever, who knows? The expression and the candor, it gives them the opportunity to actually respond truthfully and be who as opposed to it's unfortunately deceptive. You can't have a healthy relationship of any kind without honesty and communication. At that point, the relationship will be doomed for another reason regardless.
I feel like disclosure comes with the nature of the relationship. If you're at work,
Agreed.
I don't really need to know. You feel like because that's not essential to you completing your role or your job or something like that. Like, the military just passed don't ask, don't tell, whatever. Like, if you can do the job, the role in front of you, I don't really need to know like how you identify or anything like that. But I think if the nature of a relationship is more of a romantic relationship, I think you should disclose early on, like pretty immediate. You know what I'm saying? Because that'll tell your intent with that person. Now, I think intent will go a far way. So I think it really mainly has to do with the nature of the relationship and when you should disclose and when not.
So I feel that you should disclose immediately. And the reason I feel that way is because I think that there are various aspects of our being that we disclose immediately without ever having to say. But our sexuality is the one aspect of our being that we have somewhat of a luxury of hiding until we want to share it. And like you said, that can be somewhat deceptive, because I'm thinking even from my own personal experience, if I'm at a bar and someone approaches me and I know that I'm not interested, I would just say that immediately. I wouldn't let it linger or anything like that. I would say, this is what it is. Like, you and I know, and that's what it would be. I would even argue that in the workplace, like, not having an understanding, a thorough understanding of who it is you're dealing with could create a lack of morale within the workplace, because then you're calling people incorrect namers. Like, there's just like, it could create like a sense of hostility solely because you don't even really know who you're talking to and how to address them in a way that they feel respected. I think that the reason that disclosure is even a conversation is mainly because of the backlash that people receive from literally just being who they are. Because if you could express yourself in a way that wasn't negatively received, I highly doubt anybody would like live in the shadows. Like, nobody's I don't think that anybody's really trying to do that. But it's like, it's become a defense mechanism. Like, now I have to hide because I don't even know what the outcome is going to be.
Right. So it's like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do you feel like if more people disclosed, then it would be like, okay, this is more accepted, versus like people being accepted first, so now I feel safe to disclose?
People have to be protected. No, it's not even, I don't think it's either. I think it's the people that want to disclose, they have to be protected. So if they disclose and there is violence against them, they need to feel protected. Oftentimes, if there's violence or assault towards them for disclosing, 9 times out of 10, nothing's happening to those people who are assaulting them. So there's really no safety net for them to feel comfortable.
I think there is one over the other. I can pick one, and I think, but it's more so the aspect of just society, to where if there was not the level of toxic masculinity that exists and toxic being to a point that it literally like affects your way, your normal actions and what you choose to do because you're concerned or about things that don't actually matter, there would be less of a fear to even do so. There would be less of a discomfort. There would be less of a reason to even hide it, as opposed to just living in your truth. And to your point, to where there wouldn't be as much of a fear of people resorting to violence, because that would be less of an issue. I'm sure there are significantly, granted, I'm pretty sure there's crime everywhere in this world, but I'm sure there's less crimes of this nature in certain countries that have more comfort within their own sexuality.
But most places don't.
Most is relative, so that still means they're somewhere, right?
Yeah, but like, so what's the goal? Like,
to be better. I feel like
I mean, yeah, like the goal is definitely to be better, but like across the board, we see an overwhelming amount of violence towards members of the LGBT community. Like, and there's literally not even laws to protect. Like, the basis of society is the structure of laws.
I mean,
your response
hate
is
crime.
reactionary. The response I'm making is preventative. That is what you do in response to the crime. Fixing it at a deeper root is in hopes to prevent the crime from even happening.
Yeah, but crime's gonna happen.
But
it does.
But you have hate crimes against a lot of different groups, and
but you realize like it wasn't even considered a hate crime until like a couple years ago.
Well, but it always has been one.
But it's always
right.
the action hasn't changed. You've now named the action, and that's the reason why I just said like
now penalize the action.
And that's the reason why I say like it's just essential to the relationship. Like if we going on a date or something like that, or we meet in a romantic setting, like then yeah, you should disclose. Like, but if you at work, do you tell people all your business at work?
Probably. She be doing
If I was,
do you walk around and say, "Hey, I'm straight, I'm this, I'm that"? No.
Actually, yes, I do.
Well, she do. I mean, like you just walk, like, oh, what do I have to do? Like, what are my deliverables? All right, like does this have anything to do?
Because black people love a happy hour with their damn coworkers. It's not like okay, I clocked in 9 to 5 and now I'm gone. Like that's not.
They want your social media.
No, like when I was working in the office, I would have to listen to them ladies talk about their kids, their husband, their family vacation. If you can tell me all that stuff, well, damn, I might as well know if you like men or women before I offend you.
So this is how I feel. Like with anything that we've tried to change society's mind on, you're either one person or the other. You're either the person who's gonna maintain yourself in a safe community where you ain't gotta worry about disclosing. I'm only fuck with the straight niggas that like trans women. I'm not even gonna worry about that shit. Or you could be the person who's knowingly taking the risk in order to push society forward. It's been that way for any marginalized group. Like, well, I know that this could be perceived a certain way, but fuck it, this is who I am. So I'm gonna be who I am, and I'm ready for what comes of that. Or I'm gonna be in the community where I know I'm safe. It just depends on what kind of person you are and what the risk is that you're going to take. Because I think those two options have always existed, no matter what we've tried to evolve society into accepting. So I think that's probably like what it is.
I mean, nothing in society is going to change until the classifications are like washed away, like the idea that you're supposed to fit into a specific bubble.
True.
Because that's what causes all the issue. Because no one fits, so everyone's uncomfortable. And when you're uncomfortable, you do stupid shit.
Well, straight men fit.
They do. But one thing I wanted to add was when we're talking about disclosure, I feel like disclosure kind of like implies that like somebody passes. Like I see a lot of trans men that pass for men. Like I wouldn't even know. But a lot of the trans women I see, I can tell that they were once men in some type of way. I mean, you got some trans women who look like, I don't know, Rihanna or Beyonce. But then you got some, it's kind of like, I see like the broad shoulders, I see like the chest, I see you haven't gotten everything done. And it's kind of like, if that's obvious and you see it, why are you acting so surprised when that person did disclose it? When they confirm that for you, why are you so kind of like,
that is $1 million question.
Some men act surprised because they're embarrassed.
No.
Yeah, they knew, but
they're not embarrassed.
No. I'm saying they're embarrassed to have like what they're feeling be a topic of conversation. Yeah, they knew, but they had the comfort of pretending. Yes, exactly.
I had no idea you were wearing a dress.
Yeah, is it? Mind you, it's at that point.
Just say you like that. Just say you like that.
For argument's sake, those men could be on some point in that spectrum that piqued that curiosity to where, but now it's a type of conversation and now they're uncomfortable. Yeah, no, you can tell. Like, wait, what's that one show?
I think people just like to know. I I think people really like just at the end of the day, just whatever.
That's just nosy.
With anything, people nosy as hell.
Yeah.
Like people really just want you to confirm and or deny certain things, and like okay, like what are you? What do you do? Like when you go back to work and you say people talk about their kids and this and that, third. People ask you so many questions about like, oh, what do you do outside of work? What are your hobbies? What do you do? People are nosy. They're naturally nosy. So like they just want to fucking
feel
know.
Comfortable. It's like you said, you fear what you don't know. So the way you combat that is by getting to know the people around you. Like I think that's a pretty standard thing.
Yeah, you should know your team. You should definitely know your team.
Yeah, but like in any of the
You should know your team. Like,
I'm dead.
yeah, but like in any of the stories I've seen where like trans women have been like killed, I've never like saw the picture and been like, oh damn, I wouldn't have known either. It's like
And you're just mad.
But and so it's like what happened between
And that's what
you meeting them, not even meeting them, but seeing them on social media. Because now before you even meet anybody, you see them on social media. 9 times out of 10. And what happened to where like you now decided I'm choosing violence because
you know the crazy part
you
is
gotta acknowledge what you're feeling.
They got caught up
back
by
to what I was
somebody.
saying.
Yeah, somebody knows
about
and they
how I feel like men, like the male, like people who are biologically born as male, whether they're gay, whether they're trans, they have a complete different experience in this like LGBT community than people who are born as women. Like it's just completely different. Like
Wait,
or switching
or
if you're switching to male, like he was saying, like if you were a female and you're trans and now you identify as male, like anything that's male, like it goes back to.
I was about to say that goes to what you said earlier.
Right, it goes back to like the experience of a male person that's not heterosexual. Like we were just talking about how like a girl, like whatever, like she can kiss girls, she can do this and the third, or like he said, I've seen men that transition into women, and you can't really no, opposite way. Yeah. I've seen women transition into men, and you can't really even tell, or it's not like too many hate crimes against them. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. But it seems like the males in this, like anytime if you transition into male, or if you were already identifying as male, it seems like you have a complete different like experience on the sexuality spectrum.
Because that goes against against the grain more than the other.
Because you're supposed to be masculine, you're supposed to be a man, but you still are the man. You can still be masculine, just like women can be masculine. But society sucks.
Listen, when I was little,
if
my
you're a
sister
man,
used to, you know what I'm saying? She used to run up on me, like, man. Like, it'd be like that sometimes.
You said what?
I don't even know what did you say?
What did you say?
Oh, I pointed out at some point I was little and my older sister was bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? She was toughing it out in the crib. She was walking around the kitchen, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like she ran something. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was a small kid. You know what I mean? Like you had to.
Wow.
Getting thrown around.
It's cool. It's how you grow.
That's why you became a wrestler.
All right. Anybody else got
Sounds like we're getting somewhere. Hit a nerve there.
Nah.
That's
you know, no. If you want to know the truth, I actually thought wrestling was gay at first. Like, I mean, because all kids, everything's gay, everything's weird, everything's whatever. And it wasn't until I had older cousins who wrestled at my same high school, and I was like, no. I was in 8th grade. They're like, we're gonna get. I was like, no, that's gay. I'm not doing it. And then one day, my mom was like, hey, go home with your cousins. I can't pick you up. I'm like, fuck. And these things, and then I did. I was like, oh, okay, so this isn't gay. So
you thought it was gay because of the outfit?
No, honestly, just the ideas that are.
No, he thought it was gay because he was ignorant. That's the answer.
No, exactly. No, I don't know why she said it. Like what 14-year-old isn't ignorant? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I wasn't as bad as some of y'all.
It doesn't matter that you were still ignorant. I don't understand.
I don't know.
You said you weren't as bad. Ignorance is
honestly.
I can honestly.
Kirsten knew me when I was 14.
And
tell him how I was.
No question. At 14, she just knew everything in this world.
Listen.
Ignorance is literally an absence of knowledge. So at 14, yes or no?
You gonna let me answer?
Move the goalpost.
You gonna let me answer? I was about to say, is he gonna let me answer the question that he just so aggressively asked me?
She asked you, but I followed
No,
up. But continue.
you with the hands.
Whatever. Answer the question.
There's a difference between general
Are the cameras
ignorance.
rolling? Come on.
Right. It doesn't matter. No, you moved the goalpost. That's qualifying.
No.
We're not talking. We said ignorance. That was just
You
it.
thought wrestling was gay. That's
Black
like
Girl Magic.
So? And you thought things that at 14, you thought things were stupid that now you find out actually have meaning.
Yeah, but stupid versus
versus
gay is
gay.
not the same thing.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Niggas I still know at this world, like people our age say
Like,
wrestling's
that
gay.
shit gay.
Yeah, there's like that shit gay. I'm like,
what
that's
is-
cool. All the
again,
niggas I know.
like,
But
what's
you
the
gotta
point?
No, but what I'm saying is, I have no problem acknowledging
he's trying to
ignorance.
drag me down with him.
No, no, no.
Everybody at 14 was done.
I didn't say
Yeah.
anything. No, you responded and you go, I wasn't as ignorant as some of
Because
y'all.
I'm-
I
that's-
said-
I
That's
can
because
literally-
you made the statement that everybody at 14 thought everybody was gay.
because
That's
no,
what-
I didn't. I said everybody at 14 was ignorant. That was my sentence.
But you
And that's why you responded the way that you
But
did.
you're saying it as if ignorance has left us at a certain point.
No, I didn't. I
Middle,
said the exact
middle
same
school
thing.
like the
I was
worst
being
time
contrite. I
forever.
was
But
literally-
Middle school was wild.
Okay,
You
know
was
what?
qualified.
I don't want to derail.
Well, all I'm gonna say is,
Listen, we can get
Like,
niggas.
early-
all I'm gonna
Might
say
have
in the
wild.
kitchen, thank you, is that I went to high school with Sydney.
She don't wash
and-
her hands when
can
she cooks.
So you're gonna keep cutting me off? Are you gonna keep cutting me off? I'll wait. We can wait for you. Protect the girls, right? That you're cutting off. We can wait. Are you ready?
Please, Kirsten, I need my character.
Thank
vouch.
you. Because they love to say on Twitter, give the girls the flowers, give them their flowers. I'm trying to give you flowers, sis, and I keep getting cut off. It's crazy.
I left her
You got
flowers in the
Anyway,
car.
I went to high school with Sydney, and Sydney has always been against the grain and a forward pusher. Sydney was never with the bullshit. Sydney was never with the ignorance. We went to school with all types of white people, all types of ignorant white people, and Sydney was never with none of the fuck shit. She always spoke her mind. She always stood up for what was right, and that's on period. I'm
Okay,
not
so-
even gonna let you
question.
play my
No,
question.
question.
No question.
And-
No,
You said-
no, this is- no,
She's been the same.
this-
That's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
No, this
And
is-
that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Okay.
This is my question. Although you always went against the grain and you spoke out and all, did you always have the right answer from the moment you spoke? Did you always understand everything that there was to a situation from the moment that you conceptualized?
Is that what you're saying?
That's
now?
what ignorance is.
Well, that's
and
the
that's what I
absolute-
was saying.
That's the absolute answer. Of course, she was ignorant.
exactly.
Of
That's
course, she
all.
was ignorant to certain
Yeah,
things.
but you're okay. So the
No,
point,
no, no, no,
because the point we were making is that there's calling wrestling gay ignorant, and then there's making a 14-year-old look
Okay, you know what? No. For this,
But
no.
guess what?
No,
that
no,
has nothing to do
no,
with anything
no.
anyway.
For your enjoyment,
And
women may not be stupid as kids.
guess what?
Boys
It's-
is fucking stupid.
and-
Like, we're
and-
dumb as kids. We're
and-
fucking stupid.
Hi, guess what? And it's my show, and it's my birthday, so we finna wrap
It's
it up
not
right
your
there.
birthday.
Anyway, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
wrap this.
We finna wrap it up.
Oh my
Oh wait,
God.
but we
It's
get
just
That's
to
it.
I'm
femininity.
having a little.
That's it.
That's
We done?
Y'all said this.
y'all
movie
finna
will
get
come.
kicked the motherfucker out the kitchen because I'm talking.
Woo.
Ooh,
You-
damn. We gonna kick you out of the kitchen.
It's cool. That's why I sneezed in her cup when I gave it to her.
I don't give a goddamn. I don't give a goddamn. You ain't give me shit. That's the problem. So, before we wrap, yeah, sip on y'all liquor that.
We got to wrap for real.
Yeah.
Can we ask one spicy question? I mean, it's about sex.
You know what, Cindy? Because you're my good sis. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you was always a forward thinker. Because you know you graduated early. You know because you was a very smart,
Shit, I could
smart
graduate
woman.
late.
You know what I'm saying?
Flowers given.
And that's on Mary Had a
Thank
Little
you.
Lamb.
I feel so
You a
good.
smart lady. You a smart lady.
Because you've been on every single episode of The Kitchen thus far.
I'm trying to stay on the kitchen.
Hey, hit her with a trophy.
She the co-host.
Get her a trophy. for
All
that.
the time, she the co-host.
See, at this point,
Crown her. She
Kitchen
co-host.
crew over here. Okay.
I
don't
want
go
you
too
to
much.
ask. I want you to ask us a spicy
What is your-
question. I want you to wrap us out because then after you ask your question, we're gonna answer it. We're gonna shout out our clothes real quick and then we're gonna wrap it up because I got to pack for my trip.
Okay, let's
I'll
see.
miss your flight.
I
A
won't.
spicy question. What are the steps that you would take personally to improve your own sexual experience with your partners?
Ask questions.
Okay.
Open communication.
Okay, so can you be a little bit more specific? You're giving us very sterile answers.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought that was gonna suffice. I thought I was going boom. You first, cool. Next person. All right.
Well, he
She
wasn't
ain't 14 no more, buddy. We need the details.
All right. Well, I mean, to learn somebody specifically, there's this common misconception that someone comes in automatically dealing with somebody and like, oh yeah, I'm good at this. You're good at doing what someone previously enjoyed. You're good. Yeah, you may be better on average at some things, but at the end of the day, different people enjoy different things. So having very open dialogue before, during, and after as far as what's enjoyed, what isn't, what's preferred, what you want to try, what you don't like, what you never gonna try. You sure? All right, cool. What you never gonna try. And then like, you grow forward from there. Was that spicy enough or you want like,
my
this
thing
one
is like my
time?
thing is this. I don't want to get like personal, But like I thought I got drunk for this episode. I've been here like trying to keep it together. So like there's there was a partner that existed, and like we were trying to experiment with certain things, but I feel like at what point is it like too much where it's like, okay, I can't please you, maybe I have to give up.
Oh, at the point where
what made y'all want to experiment in the first place?
I mean, like we have been messing around for a while, and like we were comfortable with each other enough to try things, but there was always just one thing that like didn't occur for us.
Orgasms? You want to get spicy?
Yeah, I was like,
did the orgasms not occur?
I thought that's what she was saying.
That means
that's
shit.
what I was hearing.
Because I mean, at the end of the day,
someone
like,
wasn't getting off.
You want to goddamn get that thing off.
You know what I'm saying? It was hitting the wall. It was getting close. And like, no.
Almost.
Oh no.
No, it was your spicy question. Don't shy away.
Yeah. You was
Yeah, I mean,
like, damn, nigga.
Y'all listen. Y'all want to kiss?
So what's the question?
Nah, they flipped it on me all crazy. I'm gonna just keep it okay.
No, go ahead, tell us.
No, okay. So
I'm interested.
like,
I'm across my leg.
the willingness was there, the comfortability was there, but I personally was like feeling like maybe I should just give up on this person, even though they're willing to try. How long is it gonna take? How long are we gonna be doing this one thing for this long?
all right, so she said he was doing all he could. He was in there, and he was in there for a while, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't.
Let it go.
It won't.
Let it go.
You know what I'm saying?
One thing I'm not about to do is stay with a man that can't please me sexually.
But I say like if that partner, I don't know if it's man or woman, because we having sexuality comments, you know what I mean? If that partner is pleasing you in a lot of other areas of life, would you say, because I'm not being pleased sexually,
let me lace up my sneakers.
I'm out. She out. She gone.
I mean, but
this is worth me leaving, because it sounds like you said. It sounds like what you guys were willing to do was, let's explore some different options to try to figure out what worked for us. That was me speculating.
Well, this individual is not someone that like they're not my life joint. This is like the little, you know.
Oh, a little side joint.
Like,
right.
I'm here for this and y'all out of it. So I'm going to the next door. Like, niggas like,
you got a side joint that ain't putting it down?
see, but the thing is,
Every time that got to be an experience.
hold on.
You go to Busch Gardens, that's an experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's a million Six Flags, you go there for experiences. So you don't go there all the time. It's seasonal. So like, when you go to your side joint,
it gotta hit crazy every time you.
Experience.
But the thing about that question, you can't really do that in life. Like, honestly,
Do what?
You got like have a person who's great overall and then just be completely terrible sex. Because at the end of the day,
Yes, you can. I've
No.
experienced
No.
So because
saying,
you don't orgasm, it's completely terrible?
No. I'm saying, I was just trying to his question. He's saying like the sexual pleasure, all that was missing. What I'm saying is, at some point, say y'all get married, y'all live together, whatever, you still got needs, right?
Yeah.
You gonna go 70 years with those needs unpleased? Or is it going to cause you more issues later down the line?
I think that go back to her thing about monogamy.
Yeah.
Early in the conversation, you spoke about
monogamy
monogamy because people can please you in a lot of
circle
different
back
ways.
with me at about like 30. Like once I'm 35 for real, I will have a better grasp on if I believe in it or not. But right now,
she's like, I'm trying to go to Busch Gardens. I'm trying to go to Six Flags. I'm trying to go to the Dominion. Like,
city girl.
What's the joint you used to write in elementary school?
The little
time
diary.
I
still got time
put it in the bag, and then you go dig it up in 10 years. Like, oh wow, the time capsule. Yeah.
I'll be like, what the hell are you talking about?
What was your question? Re-ask your question if you done answering.
Man,
I don't remember.
That shit was traumatic.
But I mean, the rest of them got to answer.
I would like to answer.
The rest of the, oh god.
What was the question?
That's all I said. She got to
ask
ask you.
what you could do. See, y'all not
what I could do
to
improve my experience the next time
with your sexual partner.
I guess choose somebody that's more open. I'm open to a lot of stuff.
That's key.
And a lot of people I want to do stuff with, they like, what you want? So it's like choosing somebody who's just open, period, to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's actually funny. I was talking to this guy the other day, just like casual conversation or whatever, and we were talking about how a lot of times people ask, like they say they want like a good man or they say they want a good woman, but they don't know what that means. Like they don't know what that means to them. They don't know how to define it, right? So him saying that, I was like, okay, well, since you seem not so much, like send me your list of what does your list look like? What's your perfect woman look like? And on his list was actually a partner that's sexually open. And I was like, I was taken aback by that from a straight man.
But what does sexually open mean? Like,
listen,
the bitches?
I'm not gonna put I'm not gonna put
that's what they be
business out there.
We don't know this nigga.
We know
I don't like you right now. I'm talking to Sydney and I'm talking to Jackson and I'm kind of talking to Dion.
That's crazy.
I'm on the kinda list.
No, but I asked him and he was like, he was very open. Like, he was very open. He was very willing to experiment with all aspects of the male body.
You over here having spicy
and I was just
niggas?
like,
wow.
So you plugging that nigga?
Wow.
Did he ask you that?
Gabrielle Union D Wade?
Yeah, so like, you know, because certain niggas got like a different sexual spectrum. Like, if a nigga like, he tell you like, oh, you know what I mean, I'm with the play. You know, like, he want the salad toss, he want to get plugged up, like all that. How you feeling?
Wow.
How you?
I'm kidding.
I didn't even say yes or no. I'm trying to figure out how they switch around with me.
No. But are you?
Listen,
but would you do it?
Young, what you're not gonna do.
But would you do it? That's the
I
thing.
was answering Steve's question and piggybacking off of Jackson and saying that as a man, as a woman, being open and like really open, not open to just the shit you see on TV, having threesomes and shit like that, like really being open to fucking science, man, because hello, science says y'all prostate is in your ass, huh?
Cool, I'm gonna see that nigga at 35. I'm gonna go to the doctor. I'm gonna go talk to him.
What?
Your prostate exam at 35. At 35.
You trying to get aroused on the doctor's slab?
No, that's when you get your prostate exam at 35 years old.
That's what I'm saying, though.
That's early.
I thought it was later.
That's not going to talk about your
early, yeah.
You don't have a choice. That's what he does.
You have a choice. You can talk about it like right now. No, I'm just kidding.
No, wait, what?
Okay.
Kind of raise your voice at me a little bit.
My fault.
I like it.
All right.
Okay, so the kitchen's on fire.
Hold on. Bro, did you answer? No, he didn't answer.
Oh.
Not to put you on the spot, brother.
Speaking to the bottle microphone that you emptied before I could even plug it, or I did plug it at the beginning.
You did play it. That's why you plug it.
Because you drunk.
I told you this conversation was brought to you by Black Girl Magic. Weasley.
That's cute.
Every birthday.
That's a plug. Anyway, I mean, you guys like kind of. I think communication is like really key to like pleasing your partner. Or anything like no. Like, it goes back to, like, a Kevin Hart stand-up. He was like, you know, they had a safe word, like, pineapples. Like, know how far you willing to go and how, you know, just like, okay, I might like this, but do you like this? And what it is, and what is it that you like? And are you a pleaser or are you, like, kind of more selfish? You know, because some people are pleasers. So you like, okay, I want to make sure that you,
you selfish.
Yeah, right, that you get, but you know, like it's nothing better than when it's at the same time. Then that can be dangerous.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, you know, just leave it selfish for the selfish. And then
that's where the fun. But I
gotta get you somebody that's
no.
I
But like if you, I feel like if you want to please somebody in regular life, you should want to please them in sexual life too. That's true. You know what I'm saying? Like those are all different spectrums of a relationship. You have you know it's like mental, physical, emotional. Yeah. You know, so all of those you should want to satisfy your partner, and everybody not the same third. Everybody, some people's sex drive is super high. Some people are more of this, some people are more of that. So I think that communication, and all of it plays into the physical, because fucking is an activity. You know what I mean? Like we could fuck. That's no. All right. No. I say fucking activity because you can be attracted to somebody and be like, oh, you could fuck. But like when you really like into it, you better start is that emotional? I ain't saying make love, but like is that emotional in that in those mental aspects that really like if you pleasing them on one end. That jump, you talking about WAP? That's gonna be drip. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. It is.
See,
talk to me.
No, Steven, no, because the battery's gonna die. No, not stop.
Niggas, if you selfish, your girlfriend got a side of you. Don't be selfish.
Y'all are fucking being.
If she don't got a side nigga already, she will soon, bro. Stop being selfish.
Do what you say.
Selfish, good pleaser.
Listen, all I'm saying is, shout out to Dr. Asha. I stopped smacking niggas in 2015. All right. My palm is goddamn tingle.
All right.
I'm trying to wrap us up here. The
All right,
battery
wrap it
finna
up,
die
wrap
on the camera.
Somewhere around here.
Let's go
Be
both,
quiet for
lady.
like 20 seconds.
I got you. Let her do her outro. She's gonna say something about spices and shit. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Yeah, Paprika, if you would let me damn finish.
What's got hot in the kitchen today?
Side note, real quick though, y'all know before we wrap, we gotta shout out the brands. Who wants to go first? Me.
I have
So I want to shout out my brand, Mingo by Domingo. The best brand ever. I'm so excited to wear their sweatshirt. No, his brand. Literally, I've seen it grow for years, and at this point, they're so fire. Their aesthetic is amazing. They don't be cracking niggas over the head. You get some good goods. Like, they're just the best, and they're local, and I love them so much. Mingo by Domingo.
I don't even know if it's Black owned or not, but it's Black History Month, so I wanted to make sure I shout out the niggas that head up. You got Nelson, you got Martin, you got Malcolm. I mean, I'm just saying, I just wanted to shout out. It's Black History Month, and every day is Black History. But I just want to let y'all know it's Black History Month, and it's Kirsten's birthday month. So we're gonna sit here. We're gonna celebrate on a lot of different spectrums. So.
It's on live after this.
I got some Jordans. And just so happens this nigga wore the same Jordans as me. Look, but
who
look
wore
though.
better?
No, not who wore it better.
Catch the poll on Instagram.
Comparison is the thief of
We
joy.
should, because I can't decide.
Exactly.
Oh, I can decide.
Oh. Yikes.
Jackson, what you got on?
This is Pierre Moss, and the shirt came from a Jadena concert, so I'm assuming that's Black owned.
Because that
Oh,
nigga
yeah.
black.
I was
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Merch.
That's cool.
Okay.
I had one uses some coon shit. I was just playing.
Some cool shit.
Girl Getter and Ola Yummy watches dropping soon.
Okay.
In my Air Force One. Like, I'm just kidding.
Why don't you plug the watch? It's dropping soon. Where you get it from?
It's tough because he actually the web, what is his Instagram name? I'm pretty sure it's Ola Yummy watches, and they got a whole bunch of different options, pre-orders, pre-sales, and should be on IG.
I don't even know what that nigga said. He sounded like
I'ma
he
show it
got
to
a
you.
mouthful of Jollof.
OLA.
Fucking with you.
Yo, that's crazy. That's wow.
Anyway.
Because I'm Nigerian. That's because he know Jollof comes from Nigeria. But I'm.
I mean,
I don't know. I
we're
heard
not gonna
Ghana and
start. We'll
Nigeria.
do-
Y'all got the
Anyway,
Like,
once again, thank you all for dropping into the kitchen. You know, this is a spicier episode than we've ever seen before. We're gonna see how the food turn out. We're gonna put this bitch in the oven, let it cook. You might not see the same chefs next week, but tune in regardless. Episode 6 coming soon. Follow us on Instagram. We out.